You're watching round 2 action here on an early Monday morning. Meanwhile, Baron Mamiya gets a quick start. Into the barrel, little wrapping cutback out front, trying to get a jump start on Ítalo Ferreira. A very exciting start with world title implications on the line. Joe Trappell alongside Martin Potter for the call. We saw Toledo doing a good job to come back against Oni. How's Baron's start here?
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful, wasn't it? I mean, not one of the bigger waves we've seen, but very technical, very critical behind the section.
Kieran, while he's in Japan, Italo's got an answer already. Bigger section, wide open pit. Already seen this thing spit once. Ítalo somewhere along the line got taken down. Next thing you know, he's on the main stage. Takeoff for Ítalo. Puts himself back into the pit. It's going to shut down on him. The 2 attempts back-to-back for Ferreira incomplete, with now 23 to go. Having your world just peaking and still with a lot of room to move. Toledo recovering well against Oni in that last heat. Meanwhile, Baron Mamiya slides right in under the hood. Turns in another clean exit. Backing up the 617 putts.
Yeah, that's smart move right there. Easy. He just slowed himself down and just stayed in that barrel as long as humanly possible. Look at this. Right there again. Backdoor that little section. Comes out nice and clean. So that's going to put another little score on the board for Baron. He's going to get that confidence up. He's going to put the pressure on his opponent, and that's just exactly what you got to do. Smart surfing there from the young Hawaiian.
The reason why this was a well-kept secret for many years, it was just covered in rice fields and really didn't have a lot of access to this wave as we watch Ítalo Ferreira up and out. So it just hasn't had anything more than a 1.
Things can go wrong really quickly in these round 2 heats.
Here comes Ítalo trying to freestyle under Baron's priority. Throwaway punt attempt on the first section.
And then you try and force an issue, you try and force a maneuver that's not there. Pressure starts to build, your opponent feels that.
Started realizing with his Bells win was Ítalo never had a major win as a junior or as an amateur. And Bells was a big turning point because it was the most precious win of his life. Deep in the pit is Baron Mamiya. Beautiful work just to move that rail up and down. Almost got the exit there. And now Ferreira has priority with 16:30 to go. That catch-up, Ítalo got his best wave so far.
Yeah, well, you can see that tube stance and fights his way out of it. So not a solid barrel, but right there, that turn afterwards is beautiful from Ítalo Ferreira, and then brings it through the inside. Needs to finish strong. A tricky ending to that wave. He comes out on his feet. So definitely his best wave, but you can see didn't quite get barreled. I mean, it was a strange little setup right there, but that turn right after was beautiful from Ítalo Ferreira. And then this real critical end section. I mean, that's a risk versus reward. You can see that thing just unloading on that inside section. Not a great tube ride though, Joe, so I'm not seeing that thing go huge.
Yeah, really exciting times has put Ítalo in this position. Late takeoff under Baron's priority. Fits in that rooftop carve. Fading cutback against us. A ton of momentum. Looks for something big down the line. Just a quick little chip off the lip there to stay on his feet. Previous score locking in, putting him in a pretty decent position. It was a 5.27. Now needing a 5.58 to take Baron's lead. 9:15 to go.
Baron needs to swing back. He needs something special. Let's have a look at Italo's last ride here underneath the priority of Baron. This is what he needed to do. Just get the ball rolling, you know. Get a couple of good scores on the board. He's got 1 keeper, and now he needs to back it up. I don't think that's going to be the score, though, Joe. Needing a 5.58. We haven't seen massive scores go for big turns. I mean, you've got to look at Felipe 717 for a crazy air. So you've got to do something very, very special on the face of the wave here if you want to get that score. I'm seeing Baron with a slight lead still going into this 8.5 minutes remaining. Who's going to win it? That's anyone's guess.
Waves are pumping. It's going to be fun to watch. 7 minutes on the clock. Mamiya deep in the pit. Gets the exit. Sets that rail. Fading cutback. Wants a little bit more on the inside. Into the double up. Frontside hack. And he'll get out of there. So first couple of waves, we saw mainly just focusing on the tube, right? This time he got to lay down some tracks on the open face.
He's done. I mean, it's a nice size wave. He slides straight into it, disappears from view, gets that little bonus section at the end, and then comes out just that swooping cut back. So just waiting for it to build up through the inside. He kind of saw something through here where the wave started to double up. Not an amazing turn there, it's a little check turn, but it's going to better his 4.67 and put a little bit of a better score on the board, crank it up a little bit, make Ítalo really look for something better. I like it. You know, he needed to improve his situation. I think he's done that. So Ferreira needs another good wave here, and time is ticking away. Just on 6 minutes to go. So smart move right there from Barron.
Now Ítalo thinking about committing with priority. 2:30 to go. Needs a 5.88 deep in the barrel here. Great line to come out. Down carve, back into the pocket. Looking to finish strong, and Ítalo cracks one off the roof, stays on his feet. There's that pressure coming out of the current world number 3.
So important in his world title race. If he loses his heat, it is going to do lots of damage moving forward. Let's have a look. Drives through that backdoor section and comes out nice and clean. So disappeared from view. There was no slowing down, which the judges are going to love. I like it when you drive through that section, Joe, and to finish strong, which he did. And there is the passion from the Brazilian. That was technical, wasn't it? A very difficult barrel to make, and he just negotiated that super well. Brings it through the inside and finishes strong. So I think I'm seeing a lead change. Now the pressure back on the rookie. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. Scores dropping now, and there it is, Joe.
Ítalo Ferreira under pressure, not just to survive this heat, but to keep his name high on the Jeep leaderboard in his world title campaign. Ítalo's out of the water, by the way, now, and Barron's got 35 seconds to find a 5.68. He's going to look at this way. Stalling on the takeoff, not finding the barrel there. Needs something big on the open face. Will be a frontside arc in the pocket. Barron just reaching for something through the flats here. And a challenging inside corner to perform on. He ends up going down, but did a great job to get that early 6.17. Had Ítalo under pressure until about 2 minutes to go.
Surfing there from the young Hawaiian. He's got a massive future moving forward. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Barron, but just not strong enough right there. Needed to hold off Ítalo Ferreira. Needed to put a bit more pressure on him. We saw that momentum shift halfway through the heat. You could tell Ítalo was on a comeback and finally pulled it off.